It was 10 years ago today, the 8th of June 2012, when I created this YouTube channel. And 12 days later, I released the first video. It was a slow motion video of this orange dropping down into a blender. This was the camera I filmed it on, the newly released GoPro Hero 2. It was small, portable, and at the time, a great little camera. If you wanted a screen though, you had to purchase it separately. But it could shoot 120 frames per second, which at the time was quite good for an affordable consumer product. And I used it to make a series of slow-mo videos. Then, a few months later, after I'd experimented with some other types of content too, I made my first proper tutorial video, how to make a flaming pumpkin, which I released a few days before Halloween. I'd started adding voiceover to my videos at this point, and I was shooting on this Toshiba Gigashock camcorder. Up until this point, my videos had been attracting anywhere between a couple of hundred and a couple of thousand views per week. But this video immediately performed well. It generated over 100,000 views in a week, I gained a few hundred subscribers, and it was also shown on TV in America. I'd had my first micro taste of YouTube success. This new fun and quirky how-to format seemed popular, so it was here to stay, and my profile picture was born. After Halloween, I made this video showing you how to turn an old light bulb into a vase. I also concealed an LED and some batteries inside to make it light up. And it was here that I first used the line, "Pretty cool, huh?" The phrase was born, although it wasn't until 2014 that I started using it regularly as a tagline. For Christmas time that year, I made this hand-built Coca-Cola truck out of Coke cans. I designed the templates, bent, shaped and curled the metal, then stuck it all together with superglue. And I used plastic bottle tops for the wheels. I released 35 videos in 2012, but these two were the most popular. This Coke truck video amassed over 50,000 views in the first week, and to date it has over 10 million views. Then, on the last day of the year, the 31st of December, I reached 1,000 subscribers. That really did feel amazing. The following year, someone showed me a really cool trick for how to fold a shirt quickly. I thought it would make an excellent life hack video, and on the 12th of June, I launched how to fold a shirt in under 2 seconds. This video really did explode. It gained over 3 million views in the first week, and it converted 30,000 viewers into subscribers. It was featured on dozens of websites and shown on TV all around the world, and it currently has over 38 million views. For Halloween that year, I made another video about pumpkins which also proved popular, and then on the 10th of November 2013, I surpassed the 100,000 subscriber milestone. It had taken 509 days after launching the first video, and to celebrate I made a video for funny ways on how to open drinks bottles. Shortly after, YouTube sent me this amazing Silver Play Button award. I was over the moon. The following year, I started releasing content a lot more frequently. I was making things, baking things, doing life hacks, science experiments, magic tricks, and working things out. Most of my videos were between 1 and 2 minutes, and one of my most successful videos of that year was this video, How to Eat a Watermelon. It demonstrated this fun cutting technique, and it amassed 3.7 million views in the first month, and it even gained over 1 million views in just one day. The subscriber count was growing too, and on the 9th of November 2014, a year after passing the 100,000 milestone, I reached 500,000 subscribers. That distant dream of one day getting to 1 million somehow seemed a possibility. The channel was growing well, and it had really good momentum. January 2015 came, and it was off to a really good start. I launched this video called How to Steal Pizza, the Perfect Crime. It exploded straight away, again bringing loads of views in the first couple of weeks. This year saw me doing some food hacks, like cutting this pepper in a really clever way, taking the centre out, then folding it flat and slicing it up, and a really quick way of peeling potatoes, where you can just pull the skin off. I did some 3D optical illusion drawings, made some slime, this was really fun, and I did some really cool science experiments, like making this microphone out of a matchbox, these mini rockets out of tea bags, and one video called 3 Simple Science Experiments, Balloons. This video started with a steady growth, but over the following year and a half it continued to gain traction, and it actually became my most viewed video, a position it retained for a couple of years. For a large portion of 2015, I was releasing 2 videos a week, which was a huge amount of work. I worked with some brands again, like this hotel company, and this moldable glue product. Channel growth was still very healthy, and on the 20th of May 2015 we got there. We passed 1 million subscribers. It had taken 2 years, 11 months and 12 days. And I was absolutely ecstatic. I'd made a video ready to launch on that day where I reworked some of my most popular videos, like how long would it take to fold 1 million shirts, and how big could I make a Coke truck if I had 1 million cans. A month or 2 later, I received this huge box from YouTube, the legendary gold play button. Opening it up, reading the letter for the first time and seeing the plaque was a really special moment. So exciting, I was feeling really motivated. And as the second half of the year came, I carried on making content, including this watermelon video for summer, glow-in-the-dark stuff for Halloween, some cool Christmas stuff, and of course a DeLorean time machine out of Pepsi cans for Back to the Future Day. It had been an amazing year. I'd released 76 videos that year, and at the beginning of 2016, YouTube sent me this box. I had no idea what it was, and when I opened it up, this is what I found. This Creator Yearbook Gold Play Button class of 2015. The first couple of pages are bespoke to my channel, saying where my timeline started, and showing some of my journey, like my first video, how many views I've had, and my most popular video, and achieving the gold play button. There's all these little pictures of my thumbnails down here too. There's a letter from Susan. Then it shows you the profile picture of every channel that reached 1 million subscribers in 2015. How cool is that? There's me here. And if we take a look at the cover again, you can see the play button logo here is actually made up of all these channel names. I think there's about 700 in total. There's mine there. That was such a cool gift. Thanks YouTube. I was still making regular content, and in January 2016 I released 9 videos. Many of my videos were now a bit longer, between 2 to 5 minutes. I was still making a good mix of life hacks, how-tos and food content, and for Easter that year I made this really cool chocolate Coca-Cola bottle which I filled with mini eggs. Again, it was another video which proved very popular. And a few days after I released this magnetic slime experiments video, which was also a really big hit. Then in June 2016 I reached 2 million subscribers, and I celebrated by making a cake. That year I also reviewed this curious watermelon slicing gadget, something I'd find myself doing a lot more of in years to come. I did some quite fun back to school stuff that year, like this stripy highlighter pen hack, and I got creative with a glue gun, like making this cool phone case, and a glow-in-the-dark skeleton for Halloween. In November, I released this video about cutting alternative foods with a metal egg slicer, and in January 2017, I followed it up with a sequel. This video saw me cutting up things like a hot dog sausage, a courgette, and even potatoes. Then I cooked them off to make a really quick and simple meal. Again, this video was an instant hit, attracting 1.7 million views on the second day, nearly 2.5 million on the third day, and 2.1 million on the fourth. And to date now, it has nearly 74 million views. I think the thumbnail really helped with this one, and I used it again a few years later. Shortly after that, there was a red hot knife trend going around, so I did a few about that. Cutting these marshmallows, this slime ball, and this spoof. Pretty cool, huh? I did some more food hacks, life hacks, and science experiments. And on the 28th of April 2017, I released this video all about gallium. It's a metal that's solid at room temperature, but it can melt in your hand. And it's a non-toxic metal, so it's safe to handle. This video was also very popular, and in June I came up with the idea of making a metal fidget spinner by casting it around a skateboard bearing in a plasticine mould. This video performed astronomically well. 2.4 million views in 8 hours, 7.3 million views on day 1, nearly 7.5 million views on day 2, and over 28 million views in a week. It was getting shared everywhere, so I decided to make some follow-up videos. I made a different design gallium fidget spinner every day for a week. We had spirals, a dollar sign, a spiky star, even a 3 million subscriber special edition one. And all of the videos performed really well, generating over 100 million views in a month. And 400,000 subscribers. That's still the biggest growth I've ever had in a month. Back then, the videos seemed to spread like wildfire. There was less competition on YouTube, more notifications were going out to subscribers, I was regularly seen on the YouTube trending page, and my videos were getting shared and featured all around the internet. It was like the golden age. After the gallium trend, I continued with other fun bits and pieces. This elastic band paddle boat was cool. Then we started going into Halloween and Christmas again. I released 70 videos in 2017, and on the whole it had been another great year. Towards the end of the year though, and throughout 2018, I definitely noticed a big downward trend. I was still making the same variety of content, but they just weren't getting the views they used to. There were some videos that did perform well, like this Easter egg surprise, where I filled up this chocolate Easter egg with M&Ms. And this gallium versus a Coke can video. This one's really cool. It just melted the metal. But they do say what goes up must come down, and the majority of my videos really did underperform compared to previous years. The YouTube algorithm had changed again, and my content was no longer getting as much exposure. Luckily, I did have a big library of content at this point, so my channel was still getting a good amount of daily views. But the initial surge of views when I first released a new video had definitely dropped right off. In August, I released this video, Awesome Watermelon Party Keg. I fitted a tap to the bottom of a watermelon and filled it with a fruit cocktail. Again, to begin with, it didn't really perform particularly well, but then after a couple of months, in October, it started to pick up. All of a sudden, it was getting hundreds of thousands of views a day. This does occasionally happen on YouTube, but it's normally short-lived. It dropped down a little again in November, but then it started picking up again, getting more and more views. And by the end of January 2019, it really was going crazy. Hundreds of thousands of views a day, sometimes over 1 million. And this trend kept going through February, March, then it dropped down a bit, but it pretty much kept going through the entire year. And if we look at the total views gained over that period of 15 months, it's absolutely staggering. 162 million views. That really is colossal. This video doing so well really did carry my channel, while the rest of my content was still performing quite poorly. My subscriber count had continued growing over the last couple of years, and on the 4th of February 2020, I reached 5 million subs. To celebrate, I made a candy floss cotton candy machine out of an old desktop fan and a Coke can. Just pour hot sugar in, and hey presto, instant candy floss. This was a 10-minute long video. I had experimented with some longer videos in 2019, but I found they hadn't really been working for me. And then in March 2020, my channel really did get to a low point. The watermelon had lost its momentum now, and I had an overall low point of channel views in one day dropping down to 156,000. This was such a contrast to the success I'd had in previous years. It was really demotivating, and I knew I had to do something about it. So I decided to try and focus on making my videos more engaging, and also try making them a bit longer again. So in May, I made a couple of compilation videos using some of my older content. The first one I made was all about these summer life hacks, which again didn't perform hugely well on release, but then I made a compilation of food hacks. This instantly started performing better, and within a month had a really big spike of views. Momentum stayed strong with it, and by the end of the year it had achieved 12.5 million views. For a little while I experimented with some shorter and longer videos again, but I found the longer videos were definitely performing better. I really focused on trying to keep them as engaging as possible, so they are quite fast-paced now. And I realised how important it was to get a really enticing thumbnail. I had some great success with a range of kitchen gadget videos, and some really positive comments. So that's a theme I've continued with. I made this video about cutting 100 different foods with a pizza cutter, and also this video of some really cool science experiments with Coke cans. Momentum was definitely picking up again on my channel. I was generally releasing a video once every 2 weeks because it was taking me so much longer to make them, but the whole channel was performing so much better than the previous year. In 2021, I made this quirky black and white video about some old life hacks. I had fun cooking with some chocolate Easter eggs. And in July, we passed the 6 million subscriber milestone. I did a few more compilations. This video all about fidget toys. These were really fun and it proved really popular, so I did a follow-up a few months later. For Halloween that year, I showed you how to carve out some new pumpkin designs. And on the 25th of October, I launched my first YouTube Shorts video. It was a re-edit of one of my pumpkin videos from previous years. In fact, I decided to launch one every day that week leading up to Halloween. None of them really performed too well to begin with. But then after about 3 weeks, this video about turning a pumpkin into a disco ball really started to explode. And by the end of the year, it had clocked up nearly 17 million views. That was my first successful shorts video. So where are we today? Well, the same as the last year or two really. I'm still making a mix of content. It's all a bit longer these days, unless it's one for YouTube Shorts. I found the kitchen gadget stuff is really popular, so I've been doing quite a bit of that. But I still really enjoy doing the other stuff too. Overall views and engagement were up a lot last year. I also launched channel memberships where people can pay a small fee in exchange for some perks, like these custom emojis and these badges, and also a discount off merch. Thank you so much to everyone who supported me with this, and for the super thanks donations too. I can't believe this channel's been going for 10 years. Now I'm looking forward to making more videos for you. I really want to work on building up the community here, and now the Flaming Pumpkin has been my profile picture for nearly 10 years, I am starting to think it might be time for a change, maybe some new branding. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. A huge thank you to anyone who supported me over the years. And now, a few questions for you. What was the first video of mine you ever saw? If you're a subscriber, how big was my channel when you subscribed? What's your favourite video I've ever made? And what sort of content would you like to see me do moving forward? Do let me know in the comments. Have fun, stay safe, and as always, thanks for watching.